I just want to tell something about school. I had a love-hate relationship with school from the time I started formal schooling until the day that I'm taking my bachelor's degree. I guess most of us had that kind of relationship, if you know what I'm saying. Well, I can tell that I appear much geekier before than I am today. Well, I can remember back in 4th grade when my sitmate suddenly talked to me. Then I exclaimed, "Hey, don't talk to me. I'm listening." Seriously, I can imagine that I say those words to her. Because I was too young to be that unexpectedly mean. On a serious note, I can say that I really value education so much. I guess credits all go to my parents. I made it to the point where I value education too much that grades define me. I became competitive in nature. I stuck every single word or phrase in my head that is written on my notebook. And I felt guilty if I resist reading even a single term or phrase. But years had passed and the memorization machine has turned rusty and decapitated. I struggled at school when I turned junior high because of such diversity. And why? Because learning through reading and mnemonics are not enough. Sometimes learning is not what we actually think of. For the years that had passed, I believe that learning goes into many ways. Learning of the mind and the learning of the heart. All constitute learning, but different in many ways. Now, I just want to share this video tackling about how to memorize things in the fastest way possible to perhaps give students ideas, most especially students who are struggling in exams. Come, have a look.
Look at these two images. Do you see a connection between them? I'll give you a hint. There is no connection. It's just two randomly picked pictures. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to make a fun, vivid, animated story. Use all your senses, see how it looks like, feels like, to connect these two images together. And do it in 3D. Even though you don't have the 3D goggles, your brain is amazing. It can do it anyway. So project it in 3D. Here's how I would see it. Let's see at the audience where you're sitting. You see a big snail. You look next to you, you see a big snail. It has a door on it. You open the door because it says welcome. So you open the door. I mean, you've never been inside a snail shell. You go in and, oh, it's slimy in here. Why did I do that? Look at these two images. Okay? Can you do the same? Make a story. Let's take the stairs where I came up. And you see a flamingo building a big brick wall. So it's like we have to climb over it. There's no point, but... And these three, what do you think? We all know why elephant, you can see a big elephant there. You all know why they're strong, right? They carry a lot of weight. So they're... And you see a big giraffe up to the screen, and a skier, they're like, woohoo, I'm going to go skiing, yee-hoo! Down the giraffe's neck. Look up on the roof. The last one is a little bit obvious, right? Because you see reptiles, they like to be in the sun. It's quite common. So you might think, this is an obvious one. This one I will remember. And that's the dangerous thing. Because obvious things we tend to forget. Okay, look at this image. There's something missing, right? I bet your brain fills in the gaps. So if I say wait, you say thank you. And if I say bricks, you say and if I say the obvious one? Thank you. Yeah. If I say door, you say and if I say ski? Yeah. So it's all about having fun and letting the brain make strong connections. And then there's no limits. The next time you hear something you want to remember, make a fun story of it, and you will make strong connections. So happy practicing. Thank you.
As what you have watched from the top, learning can be easier through making connections or relations to form imagery. Moreover, there are other ways to learn, not just simply learning, but learning effectively or efficiently. According to the paper published in Psychological Science in the Public Interest, Improving Students' Learning with Effective Learning Techniques, there are 10 techniques in which one can learn. However, only 2 of the 10 techniques rated the highest level of learning. Usual learning such as summary, highlighting, keyword mnemonics, rereading got low scores. Summarizing can be an effective learning strategy for learners who are already skilled at summarizing. It is found to be beneficial in written exams but less useful in multiple choice examinations which require a relative amount of in-depth thinking. Moreover, according to research, practice testing that require more detailed answers are more effective. It is more effective when questions are created by yourself. Due to this, this strategy is rated as one of the highest techniques for the highest level of learning technique. Try to do self-testing by using note cards or exam-generating applications. If you are struggling to answer a question, try to look up for the answer immediately. Why? Because one study shows that the longer you try to remember the answer while practicing, the longer or the more likely you forget the answer in the future. Another high level of learning strategy is performing distributed practice. Research says that the optimum level of distributing review sessions is 10 to 20% of the entire time the material is needed to be remembered. For example, if you want to study for an exam for a week, you have to separate your review sessions 12 or 24 hours apart to achieve optimal learning. But are we really sure that somehow, in some way, these techniques are enough for preparing students in the real world? Of course, examinations are not enough to gear students to learning. A 2003 TED Talk by Sir Ken Robinson argues about the essence of creativity in learning. He said that the current school system suppresses creativity and it limits students to do divergent thinking. Creativity is defined as the process that generates ideas that is valuable to an individual. Creativity is believed to be helpful for learners and not just survive but to thrive in the fast-changing world. In an educator's viewpoint, how can we incorporate creativity in learning? According to Dr. E. Paul Torrance, we shall embrace creativity as part of learning. You may opt to create an environment that showcases different ways how to solve problems or creative solutions to real-world situations. Likewise, think creativity as a skill and not just a mere abstract. Also, use emotional connections to learners. Research suggests that the best creative learning strategy ties with emotions of the learners. Also, a creative environment should promote expressive freedom. It allows room for mistake. With this, students can feel free to ask questions more often without the feeling of being judged because of ignorance and lack of self-awareness. I hope that in some way you have changed your perspective about learning. Grades alone don't define it. In a learner's viewpoint, it feels arduous taking a series of examinations, I know. But try to do a combination of the techniques mentioned beforehand. Learning is not done hours before an examination. In an educator's viewpoint, learning is not just explaining what has to be explained. Creativity and innovation has found out to be essential to learning. According to Rita Pearson from one of her talks, she said that kids don't learn from the people they don't like. But at the end of the day, we are all learners. As they say, every day is a learning process. Yes, we shall always remember that as humans, we make mistakes. Accept it, learn from it, then move on.